Welcome to the RPG Talk Show. My name is Daniel Ivy, and this is
John Wilker, Vice President of RPG Research. We're a 501c3 nonprofit organization that specializes in the use of role-playing games of all formats and genres for all players.
Yes. And we utilize this research to achieve recreational, leisure, educational, and therapeutic goals.
Today's main topic is audio considerations. The use of sound in role-playing games.
Yes.
Also, in our third segment, we'll be unboxing Wondrous One-Shots and the Beatles and Grimm's version of Eberron.
Yes.
It's the gold box. We'll explain more about that later.
Yeah. But we came across something or just chatting. We wanted to talk about leadership.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we want to talk about is team building and group cohesion, dynamics, etc. And that, of course, brings us straight into Tuckman's small group dynamics or Tuckman's stages of group development.
Before we get into that, I want to, why us? Why should anyone listen to you about leadership? Why should anyone listen to me about leadership?
Oh, well, okay. So, introductory background. I am a recreational therapist.
Yeah.
I do specialize in the use of role-playing games for things including leadership. And I have 21 years of military experience as a non-commissioned officer. I was a staff sergeant. And during that time, I even used role-playing games for some training scenarios. But I've had between the theater, running role-playing games for the last 45 years, and just military leadership, I think I can talk about the topic fairly well.
Okay. As for me, I was a Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout for maybe about 12 years. In that, I admit, mind you, I never got to Eagle, but I did get to the rank right below Eagle. And
Eaglet.
Life Scout.
Life Scout.
But in terms of there's ranks and there's positions. In terms of positions, I held the patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, assistant patrol leader, assistant senior patrol leader, and junior assistant scoutmaster positions. In fact, when I was the assistant senior patrol leader, which is the second highest rank position in Boy Scouts that a boy can hold, let's just say that my senior patrol leader that I was supposed to be assisting was court-martialed so often that I was acting senior patrol leader. Past that, I've had
I didn't know you could be court-martialed in the Boy Scouts.
Well, when you have scoutmasters who were in military, yes, you can. I've also, in my experience of not just having official leadership positions, but I understand that leadership isn't always a title. It is a responsibility and a dynamic that you have with people.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things is there are authoritative and authoritarian.
Yes.
Authoritative knows what they're doing, why they're doing it, and leads by example, competency, and working with their people. Authoritarians say, do it my way.
Or the highway.
Or be punished. Or, their word is law.
Yeah.
And they're not going to listen to any suggestions or anything else.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I have proven that difference to the detriment of certain managers.
Yep.
When they found out that I am a leader of my peers. And I've had at least, off the top of my head, 3 managers who found out the hard way that I probably had more influence over their team members than they did. One, I started a I started a movement in my store to basically have the store manager being removed because they showed severe incompetence
Yeah.
to the point of the detriment of the company. I had another one where a new manager came in and decided that they were going to try and pit everyone against each other. And because of some of my actions, I led to the loss of what was it? Quick math. 20 times 10 is 200. 200 times 7, 1,400. $1,400 deficit, loss in profit of revenue per cashier per week because of my actions, because I decided that I'm done, I'm gone, and left. And they didn't realize that I was leading the cashiers in certain things, but they decided, well, I'm going to be authoritarian.
Right.
So they lost my support. And I've been inadvertently responsible for the removal of certain managers because they were not treating their teams well. So there is official positions and, results.
Right.
Yeah.
You have the manager, but you have the person who they look up to.
Right. Which is one of the reasons why, we can talk about. There is a very important dynamic between what leadership is and can be, and people who have the position, but not necessarily the tools. And this is one of the things that I wanted to get into today.
Right.
Yeah, we have a colleague who is currently dealing with a scenario where their group could use a lot of leadership work.
What are they, 10 or 11 years old though?
I want to say prepubescent boys, and that is a nightmare to begin with.
Right.
Yeah.
And these boys had never experienced actual leadership.
Yeah.
Or teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
They unfortunately, apparently, this is just a guess.
Yeah.
But they haven't been in the Cub Scouts.
You know what? I don't have any experience with Cub Scouts. I've heard good or bad. It depends on, honestly, just like Boy Scouts, it depends on the troop.
Yeah, and the leaders, and So we're looking at small group dynamics.
Yes.
In role-playing games, and which is the adventuring party.
Yes. Yes.
Now, or the military unit, depending on which role-playing game you're playing, or your guild of troubleshooters.
Your guild of adventurers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking of your troubleshooters in games like Paranoia.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although with Paranoia, it's more of like the troublemakers.
Right. Well, there's also troubleshooters are a group of people in, what is that called? It's D&D in the future, Shadowrun.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that anybody who plays Shadowrun would resent the phrase D&D in the future, but it kind of is. So there are different types of organizations, and one of the things they all have in common is their stages of development.
Yes.
So we have Tuckman's stages of group development. Came out in 1965.
So we've got to and they make it rhyme so that it's easier for people to remember.
Yep.
So we've got forming.
Yes.
Storming.
Yes.
Norming.
Yep.
And performing, and then there's also adjourning and reforming.
Right. Well, adjourning is also has another title, mourning. So the first part is forming.
Yeah.
Every group has to do that because you weren't born in this group.
Right. And I feel like it should be pointed out when it comes to this dynamic, they are treating teams as a specific group of people brought together to accomplish a specific task.
Right.
For a limited amount of time.
Yeah, like you're adventuring.
Yeah. Right. Some of it is casual, like, oh, we're adventuring. Or it's, well, we've got to put out this fire because this house is burning.
Yeah. or it's more militaristic because you're playing a militaristic game.
Yeah.
Where I'm a member of the City Guard, or I am doing Twilight 2000,
Mm-hmm.
which is everybody's in the military.
Yes.
You may not all be in the same military, but you're going to have to work together
Yeah.
to survive.
And if you don't start in the military, you will be soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can start as a civilian in that game, but you'll be starting to think like a military person pretty quick.
Yeah. So, forming, we said, is the group coming together.
Right.
Yeah. Storming is the next phase, and we should say that as groups move through the phases, it's possible for them to regress.
It's also possible to skip orders.
Yeah.
If you go from forming to norming and you never have the storming phase, you're definitely vulnerable to a new storming phase coming up later.
Yeah. The storming phase specifically is when people stop acting polite and start actually butting heads to like figure out, okay, what's going on here? What are the actual dynamics of the group? Who actually knows what they're talking about, for example?
Who's the leader? Who are the subject matter experts? Where do I fit in the hierarchy?
Yeah.
Also, what things do I contribute? I think I should be contributing to the security of the team. Somebody else says, well, you're just a rogue. I'm a paladin. I should be the one responsible for security.
This is also a good place where boundaries are set and at times tested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Storming can happen right away. Very, very rarely, not at all.
Yeah.
But that comes up with its own conflicts.
Yeah. Generally, I found that the longer you go without getting past the storming, the worse it gets.
Yeah.
The worse that storming is going to be.
But, and you can have multiple stormings. We get to norming, and that's where we've resolved all our conflicts. We got to working cohesively. We've established behavioral norms. We appreciate our strength and developed a shared sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Now we understand what our jobs are and what we provide for the group.
And it is also representative of when they're working together, but people are still calling out, oh, for example, Rogue, remember to check for traps and listen door, and and see if it's locked.
Paladin, take the lead. Cleric, take backup, and cast Sanctuary. When people are still giving orders.
Yeah. Wizard, what are you doing at the front of the party? Get into the center because you're squishy.
Oh, yeah, we've had the squishy problems.
Yeah.
Squishy should not take the front line.
No.
No matter how clever they think they are.
Now, performing isn't a stage that many groups actually get to.
Right.
Yeah, it is completely possible for a group to come together, only get to the norming phase, and accomplish what they need to accomplish. But performing is when individuals in the group know each other well enough that they can start anticipating what the other will do.
And you're actually getting to the part, we have SOPs, whether they're written or not.
Yeah.
SOP is...
standard operating procedure.
Correct. And then when we have these SOPs, again, whether they're written or just understood, the rogue automatically takes his correct position for sniping, automatically is checking for locks and traps. The wizard is already set up to do crowd control.
Yeah.
The tanks are tanking. All the people don't have to talk about what they're doing. They're working as a team, as a well-oiled machine with very little communication.
Yeah, because it isn't just, it's not like people being psychic or anything, but when you know someone else well enough, not only can you anticipate what they're going to do and how, you can adapt if something changes because you'll know, things are going left field. I know what the strengths and weaknesses of my team member is, and I can account for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Plus, you have understanding of each other's roles. If you see somebody failing in the role, you know how to back them up
and support them. Yeah.
Yeah. So the last stage is normally considered adjourning or mourning. This is the end of our teamwork. Now,
it's the opposite of forming.
Right. We've accomplished the goal, ended the campaign, finished the module.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to look at it as. In the Lord of the Rings, they have adjourning frequently.
Yeah.
That's the downtime.
Especially in the movies.
Yeah. We're taking a break between combats, and we all go to our own homes and do things like that. But when the next call for adventure comes up, we gather back, reforming.
And that'd be reforming.
And you go through this whole cycle. Now, if you're going back to the exact same team that you were on last time, it eventually speeds up. You go through the traits. The second and third time that you've got to group, you may just go from reforming to performing.
Yeah.
But only if the team stays the same.
Yeah.
Every time you introduce a new person,
or change an existing person,
right, you will begin again. You are now reforming. We're working on performing. Somebody new came in. Now we have to do the reform, storm, and all these other things to figure out how this person fits into the cogs.
Yeah. It's kind of like finding, okay, you've got your standard 4-person adventuring party. Okay, you've got your rogue, you've got your cleric, you've got your wizard, you've got your fighter. Okay, and then
you adopt a goblin.
I was going to say, and then you adopt a bard. And you realize, oh, we were avoiding all of these social situations, but now we've got a face.
Yes. A face that only a mother can love because
they're wanted in 12 cities.
Yeah, he's a philanderer.
Yes. Now, role-playing games are really, really good at getting through the various stages of small team building.
Yes. It's just a natural thing. You're probably not aware of the breakdown of what's happening in your group. As we mentioned, there is nonlinear progression in this. You do develop a role of a leader. Some groups try very hard not to have a leader.
Yeah, and when it comes to leadership, there's a bunch of different dynamics that I've come across. There are your lack of leaders, and this is different from having, for example, like a council of leaders, where you've got your subject matter experts. In a leaderless situation, that at times is I'm looking at a group and they're just floundering because no one will be decisive at anything.
Right. Well, and then it's more likely to have storming when people have different ideas how this should be faced.
Yeah.
In one group that I'm working with, I'm trying to introduce the concept of leadership. And, some people aren't even aware that they're taking a leadership role when they do things like, I'm going this way. You guys can follow or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you get into this, the performing stage, it becomes a predictable path, and you know how people are going to behave.
Yeah.
We have players in our Saturday group. You don't even have to ask them what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that they are going to fly in, cast
Spirit Guardians. Twitch cast Shillelagh.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're going to that's their whole goal, is to float over people and do that one thing.
Yeah.
Which, while it's very efficient, it sure takes some of the fun for the other players.
Yeah. It is. I would say that in Dungeons and Dragons, the the rework of Spirit Guardians has made it too powerful.
Well, I have been corrected on that.
Mm-hmm.
I was talking about this problem to another dungeon master, and he says that's not how Spirit Guardians work. It says specifically that you can only take this damage once per turn. There is no I hit them, then it becomes their turn and they take extra damage. There is no I go in, come out, and go back. So those are two incidents of their first time being in it.
So this is the difference between once per turn and once per round. A round has a turn per individual.
Right.
Okay. If, for example, someone, let's say the druid, casts Spirit Guardians. Okay, that's his turn right now. Everyone who's in it, who's now subject to it, they take damage.
I'm gonna correct myself then, saying that when I meant by turns, I meant a full round.
Okay.
So you get hit by the Spirit Guardian, you don't have to worry about extra damage from it, no matter what kind of dancing the caster does.
Okay, so it's the damage once per round.
Yes.
Okay.
There's no, you first entered, and I'm going to do damage on you then. You started your turn in there during the exact same 6-second power of time.
Yeah.
Or back out, come back in. So I hit you a couple times.
I'm gonna have to double check that with the difference between the 2014 rules and the 2024 rules. That is something that I know specifically for that player. We are going to, if we're going to bring that up, we're going to have to, have the rules backing it up.
Oh yeah, we will have the rules in hand when we have this discussion.
Yeah.
But we're talking about predictability there.
Yeah.
Got a little off topic. So, team building itself. There are specific games that work better than others for team building.
Absolutely.
Song of Ice and Fire has house building, which really brings them in as a group before their first encounter.
Yeah, because they're it's kind of like with the house building, you're effectively brainstorming. And brainstorming is a wonderful collaborative process where you're all working together on working on an idea, and you're working on, well, I have this idea, and it develops, and everyone gets to take, add in potentially, their own ingredients to make a product. And that when you're done with that, everyone can see the result and know that they were a part of this, and that feeling of camaraderie can be transferred into other aspects of the game.
Right. I did want to mention something about Tuckman's back there, is that when we've established a leader, it may not be a permanent leader.
Oh, no.
We're going into politics and social encounters. We move that bard into first place.
Yeah.
If we're dealing with religion, we get the paladin up front.
Yeah, and this is one of the reasons why I brought up the different types of leadership dynamics, where there's the no leaders, there is a single leader, where it's whatever they say and then they delegate, and then the one that I'm more comfortable with, which is kind of like a council, where everyone is a subject matter expert, and when that area comes in, the leaders of that area step up. And as a Boy Scout, one of the things that I've learned, and for me this is one of the hallmarks of a good leader, is they know how to follow orders. They know how to listen.
Right.
Yeah. Because if you've got a leader and all they're doing is spouting commands, and they can't, for example, accept the information that are going to be affecting what the commands are going to be, then they might as well just be, someone just spouting random nonsense. They won't be able to adapt to the new information, and the people who are relying on their judgment are going to quickly lose faith in that, because they'll realize that the information that they're trying to give the leader won't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, there are role-playing games that are purpose-built for corporate teams to do team building. but they can also be used in role-playing games.
Yeah.
So there's the T3 method, the team tale.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike traditional fantasy games, it was built from scratch for corporate teams to identify hidden behaviors, map roles, measure impact on collaboration, and simulate workplace challenges with quests to foster strategic thinking, which you can do for all kinds of role playing. You just use this method.
Mm-hmm. What was the name of that one?
That is T3, or the Team Tale. You can go to theteamtale.com.
I will have to look that up.
We know that DART
Mm-hmm.
is the one that the police use. DART, and I really don't know if I can tell you what those. I believe it's initials, or it's a.
I believe it's an acronym.
Yeah, it's an acronym. And the difference between initialism and acronym is, of course, whether or not you can pronounce it.
Yeah.
FBI is an initialism.
Yes. It's not FB.
Yeah, not FBI.
Yeah.
Okay. The other one, and you may have heard of this one,
Mm-hmm.
Honey Heist.
Honey Heist?
It was originally written as a team building exercise.
Wow.
Recommended for short sessions, 1 to 2 hours. Simple, high engagement game that players take on the role of bears planning a heist. It is noted for being efficient to recruit and run for non-players. And it definitely gets used in corporate as well as
I will absolutely have to look that one up because I've seen a couple of episodes of Honey Heist and, well, it is amusing.
You can have fun
Mm-hmm.
and laugh at a team building or organization.
And I've found it because I've had my fair share of quote unquote team building exercises, and so many of them do not stick because they're not engaging. And
Right.
Not only that, but I've seen somewhere, having been through Boy Scouts and had certain, corporate leaders try to, go through team building stuff. And what I'm looking at is like, no, this isn't team building. This is you telling people what to do and them going through it because they don't want to. They want to just get over and done with the meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
I have used Dungeons and Dragons back when I was in the Army to practice squad tactics.
Yeah.
Which is 4 to 5 people. It's your standard Dungeons and Dragons group, except everybody is playing the role as if they're in the military.
Yeah.
And I wish I had Twilight 2000 when I was doing that. Because that's perfect for role playing your roles and doing your healings, doing your, I got a sniper here, and building your squad for the purpose driven organization.
Yeah.
There is the quick response team. They have a specific mission. You have the patrol. You have the medevac team. And you have, obviously got the driver. You've got the head medic. Very rarely you might have an officer there. You'll have a person who's responsible for security.
Yeah.
And that's just a 3-man team.
Yeah.
You may have a second medic because you need, while one guy's doing security and the other guy's, ready to drive out of there, 2 people need to pick up that litter.
Yeah. Not only that, but triage is easier when you have a second person.
Right.
Yeah.
But, and all 4 people can be medics. Or you could have 2 medics and a infantryman.
And this is one of the benefits of cross-training as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, we do a lot of cross-training. I trained with sappers. I was in mechanized infantry and combat engineers.
And that doesn't mean that you're in a battle mech.
No. I was driving tanks Not tanks because they don't have any weapons on them except smoke grenades, but an armored ambulance or an armored battalion aid station, and those purpose. So here's some other games: collaborative narrative systems, Blades in the Dark, which has the crew system.
Okay.
I do believe that there are some games like stealing. What is that word? Stealing Stories for the Devil. Also, The Lord of the Rings has where you have specific roles to play.
Yeah.
You don't just say I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
You can be a fighter who's the scout, the guide, the lookout.
Oh, that's specifically especially in the exploration phases.
Right.
Yeah.
But everybody has their particular roles. In combat for Lord of the Rings, your roles are either frontline, midline, or back.
Yeah.
And there's benefits to each role and detriments to each role. And numbers that you have to have, etc. Because Daggerheart is definitely they are built together with a group and emphasize shared story and world building.
Yeah.
Fiasco, it's for larger groups, and this is a game that focuses on the cinematic caper gone wrong. And Hawk does a LARP version where you've just finished a dungeon crawl that failed.
Yeah.
And then you have to work through it.
Yeah. And I believe that one works. I haven't played that one yet, but I know the premise is, everyone's going into what went wrong and what was their part and why the heist failed.
Right.
Yeah.
So Fiasco is that kind of stuff. Oh, and how are you going to fix it? Fate is a good one. Highly collaborative and improvisational system. And works great as a group activity. And all characters are linked from the beginning. You don't, in a game like Fate, you don't start as strangers.
Yeah.
My Eberron game, you may have been strangers, but you all knew this one person.
Yeah, you all had a point of connection.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to talk about when it comes to leadership. What are well, let me just come out and say it. What are some of the aspects in your experience in military? What are some of the aspects of being a effective leader, not just a good leader, an effective leader, and effectively, being an effective member of a group?
Okay.
What are some of the attributes you would say?
Well, one of the attributes is everybody knows their role. Everybody has well-defined things that they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
The leadership, it's very important that your leader is a leader, not a dictator.
Yeah.
It's the difference between being authoritative. I know what I'm doing. I know what we need to be doing, and I can help you grow and get better. We have leadership counseling where if I'm the sergeant, I'm talking to my squad. I will talk to them individually. Says, what are your goals?
Yeah.
How can we meet those? What can we do to get you promoted?
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Authoritarians don't care about raising their team up, or they just want things done and the way they said to do it, and don't question me. And if I wanted advice from you, I would read it in your entrails, whatever.
Yeah.
If I wanted your opinion, I'd give it to you. Those type of people.
Now I do want to I want to play minor devil's advocate here, and this is why certain times being authoritarian is beneficial in small instances. In a crisis, you don't necessarily want to be like, well, what's the powwow here? No, sometimes it's
You're 100% right.
But you have to have a relationship with your team so they know that you're not always going to be like this. This is just a scenario.
Right. Well, one of the things about that is because you have been a leader instead of a authoritarian or a dictator.
Yeah.
That they have learned to trust you.
Yes.
That you're not going to pull things like I had a sergeant who wanted to demonstrate a way to test for if the error was safe and you don't have any tools. You don't have the little test strips or things like that. And he took my rifle. He told me, soldier, give me a rifle. Okay. Then he pointed his rifle at me and told me to take my mask off.
Nah. That's not good.
That's definitely not good. And if I was in that situation again, I would say, you're going to have to shoot me because it's going to be murder, not suicide.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is one of the, I don't have something that extreme, but for me, one of my favorite.
Mind you, this was in training, not in a real life situation.
Right.
But still, that's not what you should be training.
No, that's not how that is how you lose trust.
Exactly.
I remember, not to the degree of that, but the difference between authoritarian and authoritative. One of the times when I used to work at a electronics store, I had a district manager come in, and he was trying to do a quote unquote team building exercise. Brought in everyone, salespeople, cashiers, and at that time I was working in the warehouse. I was working in the warehouse as an RTV coordinator, but I had spent time before moving to that position as a person on the sales floor. Not necessarily a part of sales, but one of the mooks who was doing customer service but isn't trying to drive sales because they weren't specifically part of the business sales team.
Right.
And he made the unfortunate mistake of saying, let's do a role-playing game here. And the scenario was, he was trying to, prove the idea that if you can get a customer to say yes 3 times, you've got the sale.
Yeah, I remember that technique.
Yeah. And he asked for a volunteer.
And unfortunately, you volunteered.
This is an example of me being authoritative.
Right.
I raised my hand, and I already had a reputation in the store. The minute my hand went up, everyone else, other than the district manager, looked at me and realized something's about to go down.
Yeah. You're going to teach somebody a lesson.
Yeah. And he started off with the standard opening, how can I help you today? And I responded with the standard response that store got to that question by all salespeople. Where's the bathroom? Yeah. Because normally when you're working on that sales floor and you go to someone's, how can I help you today? They're asking, where's the bathroom?
Or they're asking, no, I'm just going to look around.
Right. So, that derailed him because he didn't know where the bathroom was, and he wasn't used to that type of response. Although everyone in the store was used to that one. That gave me enough time to disrupting him to figure out, okay, what's the rest of my character? Okay, because I was actually going to roleplay her. And I figured, okay, I'll play myself. At that time, I was a student studying animation. I have a good reason to be in an electronics store. I'm here to get a professional version of Photoshop out of the case. And I tried to roleplay that. And because he did not know the product, didn't ask me questions, and just kept on, he actually tried to upsell me to a downgrade. My character was, completely offended. Yeah. I kept on shutting him down and no, I want this. He didn't ask me about, could I possibly fund, my thing by, dipping in my student loans, which for me was on the table. And after maybe about 5 minutes of me constantly shutting him down, I didn't give him a single yes.
Right.
He got frustrated and ended it.
Well, one of the problems with that is in order to get a yes,
Yeah,
you have to present something that's agreeable.
exactly. And he didn't ask any qualifying questions at all, which is standard operating procedure for salespeople.
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
You're not going to get the yes if you don't ask a question that is relevant to the person.
right. Yeah, you have to understand the person you're talking to. But, what do I know?
Yeah. I've had other scenarios kind of like that.
Yeah.
I've had the difficult customer
Mm-hmm.
that I had to get on my side. I've had leaders ask me, what's more important, sales or what's the word called? Regulations.
Customer retention?
No, not customer retention. We're talking about um, compliance.
Ooh.
Because remember, I'm working for a credit card company. What's more
Ooh.
important, sales or compliance?
Compliance.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
And he tried to argue back that, no, don't you think the sales are more important? I mean, the more you get in sales, the more money you make, the better it does for the company, et cetera, et cetera. And I said, no, because if I don't have compliance, I don't have a job and I make no more sales.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of like, go ahead and break the rules. Yeah, until those rules affect you.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you can get away with breaking all the rules, then you're in a position of privilege. And you're protected. And the normal grunts, like I'm used to being, don't have those protections.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, with our colleague who is dealing with, we've got 2 minutes left.
Yep.
With a leadership issue. Is there any suggestions that you can think of that would help rein in this group of prepubescent boys?
Well, okay. The first thing I recommended was give them things that they can only accomplish as a team.
Okay.
Challenge of Champions, sports role playing. It could be fantastical like Quidditch, skill ball,
Yeah.
or what other things that you want them to do. But they have to do it as a team.
Yeah.
There's no individual victory. Other things that were suggested, of course, was the house building.
Yeah.
Which didn't quite work for these guys. So a new one that I thought of after our last conversation about it was maybe do a LARP with actual team building activities in it.
Okay, what would you consider actual team building activities?
Like a leadership course, where you got the 3 boards and you got to get across, or somebody needs to take a leadership role and the others need to be taking the followership roles and rotating who's the leader. So those are the kind of things to work through. Leadership competence courses can also be obstacle courses.
Yeah.
Where it is physically impossible to do by yourself.
Yeah.
Plus, doing a LARP bit could burn off some of that excess energy they have.
Yeah, I was thinking just that, because we've noticed that sometimes, especially with younger children, if they have too much physical energy built up inside of them, it is very difficult for them to concentrate.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes, whether you like it or not, you got to burn off that energy.
There could be, okay, before we do, we're going to do a team building exercise. We're going to do trust falls. And if you fail to catch the guy, you're all dead.
Yeah.
Or you have disadvantage on all your rolls. whatever. I mean, you can do something just before the game or during the breaks where you have mandatory physical activity they have to do.
Yeah.
Get up, walk around.
Move around.
Everybody do jumping jacks. Something to burn that extra energy out of them and help them focus on what they're doing.
Every 45 minutes, we're going to take a 5-minute break, and in that 5-minute break, you're all going to do burpees.
Okay, you just lost your children. Come on, these are kids. They don't have the pain tolerance for burpees.
Well, I don't have children.
And there's a reason why.
So,
last piece of evidence for you, or you think we've hit this topic?
It's one of those topics where I feel like we can do way more on it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
We can do a second
third,
thing.
fifth.
Yeah, just talking about specific role-playing games, cooperative board games.
Yeah.
There is, and taking roles in a role-playing game.
Yes. So, after this, we are going into our main topic, which is audio considerations.
Yep.
Yes. So, and then we've got unboxing after that.
And it will be good and fun.
Yes.
We are going to do our unboxings a little different because we're not going to do anything at front, so we're going to spend more time on it. And we are going to nix the blind box opening.
Yeah.
We know what's in there, and we know what we want to talk about to make this game or product an honest review.
Yeah, I feel one of our benefits, as RPG research, and not just RPG research, but you and me, one of the things that we, can bring to the table in terms of these, these unboxings isn't necessarily, what is our honest reactions, but, an honest critique,
right,
from a professional standpoint for role-playing games.
I think that's more useful for our talk show than cool, what's this? Look at that neat picture.
Yeah, because it's one thing to say, this looks beautiful. Another thing for me as an artist saying, well, these are some of the benefits and disadvantages that I'm seeing in the artwork. Yeah.
We'll talk more about that when we come back in the third segment, but after
these... So... After these messages, we'll be right back.